What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Blam back in the building with another video. Shout out to everybody who's been coming to the channel, all of the new people, new faces. Shout out to the support on the last couple videos on the channel. I will make sure I put a link to those videos in the description, man. Got a great one for you lined up, and I'm excited. It's been a great week for games, and things are continuing to roll with more releases. So today, if you're looking at the thumbnail, I am talking about a game that I have been waiting for, a game that I have been interested in since we first heard about it, actually since 2021, and I'll dive in. That game is going to be called Towerborne. So if you're not familiar with Towerborne, it is made by Stoic Games. So Stoic Games used to make Banner Saga, which were more narrative-driven RPGs. This is actually a looter brawler side-scrolling combat with ARPG loot progression and customization. So that's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a phenomenal game on top of it being a live service game. So just to give you a little bit of background, back in 2021, we've known about this game for a while. It was codenamed Project Belfry. If you're in the community, you know, we hear about these rumors, and it was something that we absolutely kept our eye on, and it was actually announced officially back in 2023 at the Xbox Game Showcase. That's when we got our first official announcement from Stoic, and since then, I've been locked in, and just yesterday, April 28th, it dropped into the preview program officially for everybody to play. Now, the game's not out officially, much like Grounded, which was in preview for probably about a year before we got like a 1.0. I think this is going to take the same path. This game is phenomenal. I'm having such a great time. I've probably put between me and my wife, because what happened was I downloaded the game, played it. My wife got home. She said, "Oh, that looks interesting. Can I play?" She ended up playing it on her account, and we didn't play on mine the rest of the night. So she enjoyed the game as well. But I want to get into some of the more particular stuff about the game that I enjoyed. I've put in maybe 3 or 4 hours, and I am ecstatic. This is definitely a game I can see myself spending a ton of time in. I've already gone through some of the particular stuff, but some of the things I specifically like and why I'm excited about this game is, one, the art style and character design and color. It is a beautiful game. I love the comic book side scrolling. The fact that it's a side scroller contribute to the art style, because it almost feels like as I'm going through the missions, I'm turning a page on a book. It's really beautiful. The colors are vibrant. The art style is clean. All of the character designs are very interesting. It's kind of a steampunk-ish, you know, fairy tale, high fantasy kind of look as well, too. That's what they're going for. Wizards and things like that. But all of the art style is beautiful. All of the character designs are beautiful. Speaking of character design, there is a ton of character customization, something that a lot of people like. There is a ton, and you can kind of fine tune your character all the way down to like very minute things like noses, lips, size, color, transparency. They have a ton of different options for people that like that. You could literally sit in that customer character creator screen for probably hours just figuring out what you want your character to look like. And I've actually seen some pretty cool screenshots of people making like famous people out of the character creator, which is really, really awesome. Another key point for me, being an ARPG fan, being a looter shooter fan, is I need different classes, and this one starts with 4 different classes. The specific classes are Sentinel, which is like a sword, shield, rock breaker, which is essentially like 2 big gauntlets. You know, you're kind of like a melee guy. Pyro Classic is like a staff with like a fire on the end of it, and then Shadow Striker is more along of like 2 blades, quick, fast, agile class. Right now I'm rocking with the Sentinel just because I wanted to go with something more offense defense, and I'm having a ball. I'm enjoying it. It's super deep. That's another thing I want to get into, is the combat is way more deep than you would think. If you looked at the game on the surface, you would assume that, oh, it's just mash a button and that's it. There's literally tons of strategy depending on your skill set, depending on the options you choose, your gear levels, some of the attributes you put on, how much you level up. There's a lot of different play styles within this game. Every single character has a skill list, which you can add and mix and match. You can unequip some, add some. It's really more in depth than I thought. And this is something that I saw when I recently watched the interview that Stoic did, and I was really excited, and it's cool to see it implemented. And they really emphasized in the interview that they wanted the game to be deeper for people that enjoyed looter shooters and RPG fans, and they've absolutely done that. So they've added a lot of replayability, and that's right up my alley. The next thing I'm excited about and I enjoyed was a social space. So there's this thing called a hub, or the Belfry, which is called in Towerborne. Really cool. I always advocate for live service games to have hubs where you can go see other players in one space. I always advocate for that because it helps build a community if you can actively visually see people in the game. So having your own like personal hub that that you can see is cool, but going to a space that a bunch of other players are in, you can see your gear, you can see vendors, you can get quests, you can go team up with people, you can go to the world map, you can, upgrade stuff, dismantle stuff, is key to these kind of games. And I just think it helps with building a community, and that this game does it very well, very colorful. Once again, just a really cool add-on and element that they had. Next thing is loot. Goes without saying, I am a loot whore. So show me a game with some loot, I'll at least give it a chance. So they did a great job with that. Don't need to speak too much of that. I'm only a few hours in, so I haven't gotten to like legendary loot and some of the other different types of loot, but so far it's really good. There's a lot of different loot. You get loot every time you complete a mission. As well, you get loot obviously from enemies that you kill. You get loot from turning in bounties and quests and things like that. So there's plenty of ways to get loot, and I'm all for that. The thing I want to talk about was something that recently I'm really excited about, and shout out to Claire Obscure for this, because this game also has a walkable world map. Now, it's not as detailed or as beautiful as Expedition 33's, but it is a really cool feature, and that's not really something that I've ever felt obligated or something I've ever felt needed to be in a video game. But man, it's awesome being able to walk, and there's like this grid, and I'll put a picture up here. It's like a grid, and you can kind of go to each grid, and as you unlock one section, it opens up a little bit more of the map to go to different grids. And it's really cool. You can walk around in the world map, you see other characters, you see where they're at. You don't see specifically what they're doing, but you see what area they're in, so you could always assume you can join up with other characters from the world map as well too, other players, which is really cool. So it just, once again, another sense of community, something that they didn't necessarily have to add in, but it definitely added to this type of game for sure. And another thing too, I think the biggest thing for me going forward, and we talk about live service game and RPGs and things like that not lasting, they come a dime a dozen. This one's not that case. The one thing I noticed is that they took great care and great detail in ironing some of the smaller things out, like infrastructure. They have it already. There's a ton of infrastructure in this game, which is why I can see it lasting. I can see it actually building up community. Now, it might not pop off, and then, you check Steam and there's 100,000 people playing it. It might not do crazy numbers, but the game is built to last for the long run because of the work that they've already put in, some of the quality of life stuff that they've already done it, and some of the common sense thing that they've already done in a game like this. So I'm really excited for Towerborne. If you have not gotten a chance, it is on Game Pass. It is on Xbox, obviously. It is on Steam as well, too. Go play it. It is really fun. It's co-op. It's couch co-op as well, too. So if you have 2 controllers, 3 controllers, you can sit and play on one TV. It's also multiplayer. So go check it out. This is not a sponsored video, but I am really advocating for this game because it's fun. But other than that, let me know what you guys think of the game. If you have played it already, what else are you playing? And once again, I do have a TikTok as well that I do talk about some of these subjects. Check me out there. But other than that, you guys have a great day. Peace out.